Hello everyone, I know this is a weird angle, but I'm super excited to show you my meal prep for the week. So I am going to show you my full array of what I'm going to do for this week. One thing I've learned in this past week of losing over 3 pounds in my first week of Country Heat is that prepping and nutrition is key for successful weight loss. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing this week. I wanted to make sure to knock out my meal prep today, invest an hour of my time to make sure that I set myself up for success for this whole week. So I'm going to show you exactly how I've been doing that. I thought I was going to get on here earlier, but chasing a toddler around and meal prepping and all that stuff, it just didn't happen. So it's 8 o'clock, we are meal prepping. I've been working on this for about 30 to 45 minutes or so, and I'm going to hopefully be able to show you everything I've done. So I'm going to go tutorial down each piece and then show you exactly how to prep it. So my biggest, here, let's start off with this. Hey Cheryl, thanks for all the love. My biggest piece of advice is to, hey Kathy, my biggest piece of advice is to pick two pieces to every category. So you're going to pick 2 proteins, 2 vegetables, 2 carbs, 2 fats, and go from there. And what do I mean by that? I mean, what you're going to do is, so for me today, I picked taco meat, turkey taco meat, and baked chicken. So those are my 2 proteins. For my vegetables, I picked asparagus and roasted asparagus and then salad. So 2 easy things. The next thing I picked for my carbs, my child is getting into something in the high chair. The next thing I picked for my carbs was sweet potatoes, so roasted sweet potatoes, and then some brown rice. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put that together for a full prep for the week for me and my husband. If you can see, I have a toddler. Aiden, you want to say hey to everybody? Can you say hey? Hey. He got another boo-boo on his face. I'm telling you, life with boys is never dull. He's eating his Shakeology popsicle. I'm going to put this back up on my camera holder. Okay, so earlier this week I tried to make a peppermint Shakeology shake, and it was not my cup of tea, so I watered it down with some whole milk, and now we have chocolate popsicles, so he's really happy. Alright, so I'm going to show you, here's my meal preps. We're going to start now. Alright, hey Cheryl, hey Dina, hey Emily, hey Ashley and Brooke, and Miss Terry. Okay, so step 1, proteins. I've got turkey meat here in this pan. I just put some low sodium taco seasoning, and we did just a quick taco mix. So just like it says on the package, do taco meat. So that's step 1. Chicken is step 2. Sorry, we're kind of wonky here. Chicken is step 2, and that's what's in this baking dish. So if you can't really see it, but I have 4 chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I cut into little pieces, and then I just lightly drizzled like a teaspoon to a tablespoon of olive oil on top of the chicken, and then tossed it in the oven, and then put some salt and pepper over the top. You can also use, I was out of them, but I would highly recommend doing things like Mrs. Dash. You can use a lot of those low sodium recipes, or let me give you a great one from the Country Heat cookbook. So, one of the neat things about the Country Heat eating guide is that it comes with recipes, and it comes with exactly how to cook your food. So this chicken recipe was in this book. And then where's the seasonings? Alright, so there was a really good Smokies Southwestern seasoning, which I didn't have time to make because I wanted to get on here and show you guys. But it's a tablespoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons ground cumin, 1 teaspoon coriander, 1/2 teaspoon onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon smoked paprika, and a teaspoon of sea salt. So there's a great recipe for a smoky Southwestern seasoning mix that you can put on the chicken and then bake it. So all I did was put it in the oven at 375, and then I baked it for about 30 minutes. There was enough chicken that I had to bake it, and then I've just been cutting it up. Where are you? Okay, hey Brandolyn and Tiffany and Stephanie. Alright, so next is vegetables, and I'm going to show you that right here. Hopefully I don't burn myself. Alright, so all I did was take 2 bunches of asparagus, which I got at Food Line for like $2.50, and it made enough for the whole week. So I cut the ends off of them and then tossed them in like a tablespoon to a teaspoon of olive oil with salt and pepper. Put them in the oven at 400 for 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. And at the same time, I did my sweet potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those. Sweet potatoes, all I did was 4 sweet potatoes, cut them into really tiny cubes. I feel it cooks a little more evenly that way. And put a little bit of coconut oil. So all you Fix people, 21-day Fix container portions, just watch your teaspoons. Just make sure you have those accounted for. Coconut oil, and that was it. Because sweet potatoes, naturally, their sugar comes out when you're cooking them, so they don't really need much seasoning. You could also do some cinnamon. That would be a nice touch to that to give you a sweet treat at lunch. And then the last carb, and I've got salad mix. The last carb I did was brown rice, which is still, damn, brown rice takes forever to cook. That's still cooking, so. All right, now, so if you're just now joining me, I'm showing you how to do a quick, easy meal prep. It takes about an hour, and you get lunches for the whole week, and you're not eating the same thing the whole week long, which is huge for me. So I get really food bored, and I tend to just, I can't handle eating the same thing every day. So this allows me to alternate it. I can do different combinations and not get bored. I shared this in my teacher clean eating group that I just recently finished up with. And now I wanted to come live and show you exactly what that looks like when you lay it out and actually do the full meal prep. So I have prepped 2 proteins, 2 vegetables, and 2 carbs for the entire week. Keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, and do things that you'll enjoy. So first step, we're going to do our chicken. So if you can see, I'm just going to tilt this down. You're making me hungry, Rachel. You need to go to sleep. Okay, so simple and easy. You're not going to see my face, but I'm just going to show you how this is going to work. So I've got my red container. The neat thing is that this is portion control. So this is my protein for the week, and I get 4 of these each day in my calorie bracket. So all I'm going to do is put my chicken in my container that I baked and cubed, put it in there, and then just dump it. Like literally, this is so easy. You're just going to dump it into one of your containers. We're going to start down here at the bottom. So 1 chicken. We're just going to do this real quick. I'm not going to do all of them while we're live because that will bore you to tears. This is actually a ton of food. Now I'm going to do a carb for that container down at the end. So I'm having a hard time with this camera layout. Okay, so we're going to go over here to my sweet potatoes, if I can find this. Okay, so sweet potatoes, like so. Alright, so if you are just joining me, if you have questions about meal prepping or how or what overwhelms me, I would love to hear some feedback on what your biggest struggle when it comes to meal prepping is. And if you have any tips, I would love to hear those too. So this is my carb container. I'm just going to fill it with the roasted sweet potatoes and then put it in my container with my chicken. So dump. It's a good healthy size portion. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Alright. And then you just dump. Okay, now moving on to my, hope this isn't too hot. Do some asparagus now. What ounce is that you're using with the chicken? So this measure, I think measured out, it's about 4 ounces of chicken. But I think measured out, this is about a half of a cup is how much this is. I don't know what my measuring cup is. So about a half a cup of chicken. Okay, so next step is the asparagus. Oh yeah? Tell me. You've got chocolate all over your face. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take, so obviously I have a green container for my vegetables. Now my asparagus is clearly not going to stay, like it's not going to fit in that. That would be like 2 spheres of asparagus. But in the cookbook, it shares the eating guide. It tells you how many to put in here. So you're going to get 10 asparagus spears. So you're just going to count out 10. Let me do that real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. So then that's 1 meal prep down, ready to go. This one will be mine. My husband gets another vegetable at lunch, so I'll have to give him a side salad as well. So then you just do that for the rest of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's wrong? Want some goldfish? Alright, so the next thing is we're going to do our turkey meat, our brown rice, and our side salad. So my 2 meals for the week is going to be chicken, sweet potatoes, and asparagus. And then the other option is turkey meat, taco turkey meat, brown rice, and side salad. So I'm going to do that one next. Hopefully my brown rice is done cooking. Looks like it is. Let that cool for a second. So I've got my turkey taco meat right here. Got my red container. We're just going to fill it up to the top with your taco meat and then put it in one of your containers like so. And then we'll just do your brown rice. So the yellow container, that's our carbs. You probably can't see me, but I'm just going to scoop some out. The rule of thumb is to the top, you should be able to fit the lid on it. So all of my challengers who are on this call, you are supposed to be able to fit the lid on it, not overflowing is one portion. Ashley asked another question, and your veggies and my carbs. So I think veggies is carbs is a third of a cup, I'm pretty sure. And then veggies is a full cup. So that's a full cup of veggies. So I'm just going to take my brown rice and dump it in with my taco meat. What I'll actually probably do too is put a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese on there to count for one of my healthy fats. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. Now I'm just going to keep going. So it's so easy once you've got all the pieces prepared. And see, I've cooked everything at the same time. So I started with my chicken and I got that in the oven. While that was cooking, I chopped up my sweet potatoes. I cooked the sweet potatoes and the asparagus at the same time. And then I did my taco meat. I think that's it. My taco meat while all of that was cooking. So it was pretty easy and quick. It actually took a lot less time than I thought it was going to. Alright. So I got my carb, got more brown rice. I'm going to put down my child's throwing goldfish, if you can hear him in the background. Brown rice, taco seasoning, taco meat, and then that's good to go. So next is going to be my salad. So I need some vegetables to go with those proteins and carbs. So all I'm going to do, I'll put this back over here. Are you going to melt down? I think he's teething too, so that's never fun. Alright, so I've got some lettuce here. I'm just going to fill... Do you want to sit down? Alright, so this is why live videos are a little challenging with a toddler. So if you're just now joining me, I am sharing I am doing my meal prep for the week. I would love to know, nutritionally, for those of you who are on the call, what your biggest struggle is when it comes to preparing your meals for the week. Because I'm planning to do another free eating group open to more than just teachers, because they were my test group for the week, so that's going to be good. But I am looking for things that need to meet people's needs. So if you're struggling with a certain nutrition area, then that is going to be something that I cover in that group. So it's going to be like a 5-day group. Anyways, back to what I was doing. So this lettuce actually looks kind of ratty. Whoops. Okay, for those of you on the call, who has a tip on how to keep lettuce fresh? Because I have the hardest time keeping my lettuce fresh. Alright, so we're just going to do one green, which is 1 cup for the person who asked earlier was 1 cup of the lettuce. I'm just going to dump it into my container. It's like a really pretty good hearty portion. So then this is going to be my husband's. I would stop here. I tend to really not like a lot of raw vegetables. I struggle in that area. It's something I'm working on. But I only get 1 green container at lunch. I get 2 at dinner. So that would be where I would stop here, and I would just add some dressing and some sunflower seeds, roasted and unsalted, to my salad to give it a little crunch, a little flavor, and I'm good to go. But this one is going to be my husband's. So I'm going to add some carrots, because he gets 2 vegetables at lunch. Got half a thing of green of carrots, and then we're going to do half of tomatoes, and we're going to dump that in. And that becomes a nice hearty salad. And then all I'm going to do is portion out his dressing for the week. So I've got some light balsamic vinaigrette, just Food Line brand. And I've got my seeds container. This is probably about maybe 2 tablespoons of dressing is about how much you're going to want. So you're just going to pour it in there. And then I've got a little container to keep it in, like so. So that will go with his salad for his turkey, tacos, and brown rice. So you just keep going down the line and you meal prep and you knock it out super, super quick. Vicky says, can we just use some salsa? You can. Make sure you use the no sugar added salsa. Like turn the label around and make sure you take a peek at the ingredients and make sure they don't put any added sugar in it. I would also recommend that does tend to count for, I can't remember if it counts for a fruit or if it counts for a vegetable. Yeah, well, tomato sauce is a fruit. Yeah, that's what counts as a vegetable. So just know that when you add salsa to it, that's going to be one of your vegetable, a piece of your vegetable. Just adds a lot of calories and things like that. So just be mindful of how much salsa you put in there. Terry says, Mom says put a paper towel in your lettuce to absorb moisture. Change it daily. Ooh, that's a great idea. Tell your mom I said thank you. So you're just literally going to keep going down the line. So I'm just going to keep putting my lettuce in my container, giving him some tomatoes and some carrots, and go down the line. So as you can see, I'm already, I'm going to pull the camera off and show you. Alright. Hopefully, I hope that flipped. If you're having trouble with the angle, let me know. As you can see, I'm already meal prepping for the week right here. So there's like maybe that's 1, 2, that's 2 days worth done. So I'll just go through, and now it's just portioning it out, which I won't make you sit through. So if you're just joining me, I did my whole meal prep for the week. So I picked 2 proteins, 2 carbs, 2 vegetables, and focused on minimal things with good flavor. So I did chicken, I did turkey tacos, side salads, and roasted asparagus with roasted sweet potatoes and brown rice. So that's how I'm going to do my meal prep for the week. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I actually have a new group that's going to be starting in September. So if you would like to learn how to use more about these containers, which have been a huge lifesaver, I'm going to put the camera down, and so I can talk to you. The containers have been a huge lifesaver for me this week. That's the one thing that I've changed that I hadn't been doing in recent weeks, was actually using my containers, actually portioning out my food. And it was amazing. I was eating all the right foods, but not in the proper portions necessarily. My eyes must be much larger and my stomach must be super hungry when I was doing it, so I wasn't super focused on the actual portions of everything. So that's the biggest thing that I've changed this week with my nutrition, is just really honing in and using these containers. It makes it simple. You're not having to pull out half a cup, measuring a cup, and figuring out what each portion is. You literally just take, okay, I want some carrots, let me fill my cup up with carrots. I want some dressing, let me measure it out with some dressing. This is the same nutrition plan that I followed the whole last year. So it's worked really, really well. I'm down. I've officially hit that 70-pound mark. If you watch my video from Saturday, you know how excited I was, but I had to be really quiet because my husband was asleep and I worked a double shift the day before, so I couldn't yell and scream like I wanted to. But I would love if you have questions. I am no nutrition expert. Let me just make sure to tell you that. I am your ordinary, average mom. I didn't go to college for this. I just have learned a lot over the last year and am wanting to share the knowledge that I've gained. And a big piece of my passion is making the healthy choices, A, taste good, and B, fast. Because one of the reasons we reach for fast food is because we want something quick. We want to take it and run and be on the go. And I've been telling you, if you invest an hour of your time on Sunday to do a quick meal prep like this, I mean, you think cut that time in half, make it 30 minutes for a meal prep, because I'm prepping for 2 people. So if you're just prepping for yourself, it's going to be a lot less work, a lot less dishes. Oh my word, so many dishes. That's definitely the downfall. And all of this cost me about $30. So for lunch for the weeks, for me and my husband for the next 5 days, it cost about $30. So just a quick recap. So with the chicken, all I did was put a tablespoon, I have boneless, skinless chicken breasts, 4 of them, put a tablespoon of olive oil on top of it, toss it in the olive oil, and coat it with a little bit of salt and pepper, or maybe some Mrs. Dash. I gave a recipe earlier in the video for a great seasoning that you could put on that. It's like a chili, chipotle seasoning, homemade. And then I just baked that in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes, and then chopped it up. They're super moist. Like, that chicken is delicious. And then the next thing I did was ground turkey tacos to just the leanest ground turkey you can find with low sodium taco seasoning. You can make your own taco seasoning. I don't have the time. One of my goals is to make a big batch of that. Maybe one day I'll do a video with it. So those are my 2 proteins. My 2 vegetables one was salad, and then one was roasted asparagus. So I literally just took 2 bunches of asparagus, put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. At the end, I broiled them for like 2 to 3 minutes. And then those were done at the same time. I had chopped up some sweet potatoes into really tiny little cubes, put some coconut oil on them, and then cooked those along with the asparagus at 400 for about 20 to 30 minutes or so. It just depends on, just gotta keep an eye on it. Hold on, my child's running around with Shakeology. He took his Shakeology popsicle and ran. I was gonna have chocolate all over my walls. So, then I think that was something. Oh, then I had my carbs. So that was the sweet potato, and then I did brown rice. That's my meal prep for the week. I've got balsamic vinegar dressing. I've got some feta cheese and some sunflower seeds to put on the salads, and it's going to be really good. So I have found one of the things that I'm struggling with being at home is having the time to juggle his lunch and make my own lunch and make sure that the house doesn't burn down and all that. Are you tooting? Really? On live video?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a boy for you.
A boy. Are you a boy?
So, that's my busy mom's meal prep for the week. Oh, careful. Oh, and of course we had a meltdown right at the end. Can you say hey? Kathy wants to go over the measurement of a cup. All right, this is an estimation. I don't know the exact, but from what I can tell, hey. From what I can tell, the dressing is like 1.5 tablespoons maybe. The vegetables are a cup. The proteins are about 1/2 of a cup to 2/3 of a cup. The carbs, I think, are 1/3 of a cup. And the healthy fats is probably 1/8 of a cup. So that's that. That's an estimation, like I said. That's why I love the container system, and that comes with a lot of the programs, the workout DVDs. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please feel free to let me know, because it comes with the DVDs and the at-home workouts. So that's all I've got for today. If you've got more questions, feel free to private message me. I hope this was helpful. Kind of felt like a train wreck to me, but you know what? You get what you get with me, and I'm always going to be raw and vulnerable and share exactly what's going on in my life, which tonight that means I have a crazy toddler because Dad's at work. So thank you guys so much for tuning in like it's a TV show. Maybe I'll have my own TV show one day. But until then, subscribe to my live videos. That's a place to start. All right, have a great night.